Join our family as we head off on our first trip of 2026 in my self-built camper van. The build is 5 years old, so let's see how it's faring up on its first trip of the year. Well, that's us all set up on the first night down here at Poolsbrook Caravan Park, just outside of Chesterfield. Now we're down here for 5 nights over Easter weekend, and this is our first trip out in the van of this year. And now that the DIY conversion is 5 years old on the van, I've already noticed one little thing that's needing sorted out. So stick around if you want to find out what that is. So just wanted to come back to Poolsbrook site itself. Now it is a club site, so that is the Caravan Motorhome Club, and we always book them because we're a member with Caravan Motorhome Club, but we always book the club sites because you generally tend to know what you're getting with them. They're fairly consistent in terms of the standards. Now Poolsbrook is no different than any other ones. The staff were absolutely spot on when we turned up. The the shower block and toilet block is quite central in the middle of the site and is nice and clean, nice and warm, that sort of thing. Plenty of toilet showers, that sort of thing. Now Poolsbrook is all hard standing pitches. There's just over 80 pitches, I think. Obviously Easter weekend is pretty much fully booked. So just wanted to mention them couple of things before we grab our tea tonight. Hi, so just a little update on the trip. It is now Sunday, so yesterday, Saturday, which was our first full day down here, we basically got up and did park runs. Poolsbrook Park Run is literally at the entrance to the campsite. So there's a lake, 3 laps of the lake. So we did Poolsbrook Park Run yesterday. So after we got back to the van and got showered and what have you, we thought we'd just have a wander into Staveley, which is the nearest little town. It's probably about a mile-ish, I would say, walk. Maybe it's a little bit more. So we had a walk into there and just had a bit look around. I mean, there's not a great deal there. There's a few shops, that sort of thing, but we just had a bit wander around and then it came back to the van after that. So when we got back to the van, we did know the weather forecast was going to turn quite bad and the winds were going to get quite severe. So we basically wanted to just kind of come back to the van, just have a bit of a chilled out day and then kind of see what happened with the weather. So basically what ended up happening was the wind just gradually picked up, and about 11:30 we decided to pull the pop top down and basically pull Cora into the van, just because it was really banging when we were getting them high gusts against the pop top. So didn't want to risk any damage, so just decided to pull it down and bring her into here. So Sunday, which is the day we went through Go Ape at Sherwood Pines. Now that's a typical forestry England type kind of forest with a Go Ape. There's mountain biking you can do, walking trails. There is actually a couple of campsites and that sort of stuff around about there as well. So there's plenty to do there. So we went and did Go Ape and had a little bit of a walk around some of the trails there. And after that, we headed to the major oak in Sherwood Forest, which is basically an oak tree that's been around over 1,000 years, and it's got quite a few links to Robin Hood. Now, same kind of there's a car park, a visitor centre, there's a few walks and trails. It was quite a nice little walk around there, having a look at the old oak trees. So that kind of wraps up today. So we're going to get some tea on now and then get settled for tonight. Probably watch a movie on the iPad or something like that, and then get away to bed for another adventure-filled day tomorrow. So the last 2 days have flown over pretty quickly. So yesterday we had a run down to the East Midlands Designer Outlet and basically did a bit of shopping in the morning. and then we headed on to Chesterfield to explore there for the rest of the day. Now I went to Chesterfield, got parked up no problem in one of the town centre car parks, and then we went on to visit St Mary's Church, which is famous for having a twisted spire. And then from there we went along to Queen's Park and spent the rest of the day exploring around there. Now all that was made a lot better by the nice weather we had yesterday, which has continued on in today, to be fair. So brings me to today. So what we had to do this morning was we had to run back to the designer outlet to swap a pair of Crocs that we got yesterday, and then from there we headed down to the Peak District. And the reason for going to the Peak District was to climb Mam Tor. Now Mam Tor is perched above Hope Valley and is well known for its dramatic ridgeline and shifting landscapes. Now the route we did was about 5 kilometers, which was probably, don't know what the exact elevation was, but it was about 5 kilometers kind of round trip we did. So that's probably about enough for Cora and the dogs, to be fair, because it was pretty hot. Poor little Rolo was struggling a bit. Just as we got back to the van, we did pass a little cafe, so we got a couple of ice creams before heading back to the van. And then from there we went and visited Linacre Reservoir, which we just got out the van there and had a little bit walk around. So it was quite a nice, nice scenic place to have a walk about. So we did another couple of kilometers around the reservoir and then headed back to the campsite. And then basically I've come down here and filmed this. And that's pretty much wrapped up our trip now. So tonight is the last night, so we will be getting packed up tomorrow and heading home. Well, that's us back from the trip. Now, I did say earlier in the video there was a problem that I found with the conversion. Obviously, we're 5 years down the line now, so just this trip was kind of see how things are going. Obviously, it's the first trip of the year, so just wanted to give everything another test out, make sure everything's all right. And I can say everything else is fine, other than this one little issue. So I'll show you what that is now. So this is our drive-away awning rail, and as you can see, it's given up the adhesive at this end. It's just at this end, mind. Now this is just bonded on because I didn't fancy drilling holes into the roof of the van. So I'm going to need to do something with that, so whether we just rebond it on or whether we get different one that screws on, or whether we screw this one on, or whether we do something and try and bolt it onto there. But we'll have to have a think about it and plan out what we're going to do to sort that out. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that awning rail. Now the only other thing that we've been thinking about, which isn't necessarily a problem or there's nothing wrong with anything, but it's just about the van and the way we use it with the awning and things. Now, obviously, when we've been away there, the first day or two, the weather wasn't great. So again, a small van like this, you do struggle for inside space. That was one of the reasons why we bought the awning. But the thing with the awning is, it's quite small. So that's one thing. And the other thing is, I am getting a bit fed up of the old poles and stupid poles. So you can obviously get these air beam awnings, so quite interested in possibly looking at getting a bigger air beam awning to go with the van, just to give a bit more space and let we kind of live in it, you know, when we're away a bit easier. Now, the setup we've got is, you know, it's fine for a few days, but when you get into sort of, we've been away for 5 nights, so it gets to the point where you could just do with that bit extra inside space. So that is something that we're going to seriously consider. Or the other consideration would be just to get rid of this van and buy a bigger van and do another conversion, which might be something we do look at in the future. But I think certainly for this year, I still have got a few other bits of things I want to do to this van, because it still doesn't feel like it's completely finished yet. Obviously, you've got seats and things like that I would like to do something with, and a few more external bits and pieces. And obviously, I've got an induction hob to go in it as well. So stay tuned, because we will be doing some more videos on this van and, you know, different bits of jobs. The next big job, I suppose, is going to be to put the induction hob in, which is going to require a bit of changing around of the furniture to to get that in and fitted. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, please subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty of other bits of videos regarding the transporter and maintenance and things like that on it as well on the channel. So if you're getting some value from this one, please consider subscribing. And that wraps up this video. So thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.